Divine visibility is today's topic inside of Mission Soul Life. Turning up the volume unapologetically to be seen and amplified more, despite the ancestral origin fears in our oversoul network. Today's topic, it makes me really excited. It ties up so well with what is going on right now inside the Mission Brand Playground membership. So the whole purpose of the Mission Brand Playground, this is a living space, and this is a home. So oftentimes in our day-to-day, in our week-to-week, as a mission entrepreneur, we find these moments, we face these moments of plugging or unplugging. What do I mean by this? Plugging into our mission, plugging into our purpose, plugging our energy into what is the signature frequency that we are birthing into the world. And when we plug ourselves to the right frequencies, you bet that our transmission is more on point. We find ourselves like breaking through the barriers, being able to serve bigger waves and making things happen for ourselves and for that we are a channel for in humanity. We also face these moments of unplugging, and unplugging is so freaking dangerous. Unplugging from unplugging from what you have inside is real. Unplugging from your divine knowing and certainty. We face all of these moments. Give me a yes. And so through this transmission, what I want that you do and that we do as things start landing is that you drop the word landed in the comments when something lands for you, because this is one practical way in which you go from being a content consumer to being a conscious creator of your destiny, through how intentional you are with the things that you consume. So when something lands for you over the course of this transmission, just drop the word landed, or write something that, it's pretty much like helps you integrate the biggest insight on what I'm sharing with you. And so going back to the topic, so we also face these moments of unplugging, and unplugging is so dangerous because I see it all the time. Guys, in order to unleash the creativity and our queenship and everything that we are here to birth into the world, we need structure. This, in order for our divine childs to play in a way that feels like expansive and fun and adventurous, we need the marriage of both divine feminine and divine masculine. And so when we allow ourselves to unplug fully from posting content on social media, from showing up, from believing in ourselves, from plugging into our communities, then when you want to go, you can fall into the illusion that it's hard to do it, that, oh my God, it's like when you don't code yourself with the right information, the old information and the old programming is gonna come. Give me a yes if this makes sense. Most of you are quantum practitioners, priestesses, like ancient advanced souls, and you know what I'm talking about. When you don't code yourself with the right information, with the right frequency, the old one can sneak in because it was already weaved into the tapestry. It was like there were patterns of these codes of this nature. So the Mission Brand Playground membership is a living space for you to plug yourself into, because I am in the field with you. I am taking action. The things that I'm, advising you are things that I have tried successfully to bring money into the treasury of my kingdom, to bring my service and to expand it more and more and more, and to create this halo around me of, man, she's a triumphant soul that is here to serve humanity, and this is exactly who you are. So this is our home space. This is our home space. It is only $56. I know so many of you are already inside, and I want to highlight this point about this membership. It is not your regular freaking membership. It is a living energy that is being held, and as I am facilitating a monthly experience, there are a lot of things that are happening in the quantum and a lot of things that are happening in the mission grid to be able to hold this with way more precision and potency with higher realm energy. And I'm talking about all the initiations that this offering takes me through, and then I'm there like holding the energy in the most beautiful, joyful way. So if you're inside the membership, then drop just let me know in the chats, like, I mean, when was the last time that you went into the portal? And so today's topic is so much related to what we're working on this month inside the Mission Brand Playground membership, which is all about divine, it's the visibility plot. Today we're talking though about divine visibility. So let me just open my chat. Yay, the best place on the internet, says Isabella. Isabella, beautiful one. I'm so happy to see you posting with certain frequency, with the frequency that serves you on social media. You're showing up because you have so much to share with the world. And my goodness, don't let me even begin with your voice, because that's another chapter like of the awesome gifts that you have to offer to the world. Yay! So good. I am in and love it. Beautiful. I see a couple of you are live. So yeah, like keep commenting. I'm going to see your comments. And if you are on YouTube, then there is a full beautiful community on Facebook where we can connect with each other. The visibility plot is happening there, and it's also extended to anyone that is not in the membership. Like you can say, hey, I'm this person, I offer these things, I could go live into your platform and add this value to your audience, or I'm looking for someone that comes into my audience to add this type of value, right? I love you too. Beautiful. So I have my comments now in front of me. And so in this birthing of this intention and what we are working on right now inside of the membership, there is this beautiful being, her name is Sarah, and she put something into the bonfire. And so she shares something along the lines of, when I think about going live more and becoming more visible and stepping into my divine visibility, the one thing that comes through is fear of envy, especially when I make more sales and people know that I'm making more sales, as in others would see my success and be envious. I uncover this kind of like BS belief, she says, because, and this is what I love about this community. So first of all, thank you so much for putting this into the bonfire, because this has given place to yeah, like it's given place for me to bring this full transmission and go deep into the topic. So thank you so much, beautiful. And yeah, what I love about this community is that you guys are conscious. You guys are conscious. You guys have tools to dig deeper into, you know, what is behind what's coming up to the surface, like what's underneath. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised, because you are gifted quantum healers, theta healers, people that help others with this kind of stuff. Right? So then like the question was, how can I step more into divinely being seen, even if it means some people will see us through this not so positive lens? I fully get it because I have been there, she says, projecting my crap. I mean, who hasn't, right? And like, you know, whenever you face something, a fear, usually that's inside. So we're going to talk about these things. And so she's like, how can I step more into, you know, divinely being seen when it can mean all of these things? So coming from this, I want to share with you guys that I have structured this transmission. Yay, so grateful that you're here live. I love it. I have structured this transmission in a specific way. So we're going to first talk about the dynamics of being seen more when there are ancestral fears or when there are like deep ingrained beliefs from a quantum multidimensional level. Then we're going to go into the conversation of the dynamics of fearing being seen from a more physical level. Third, fourth, multidimensional plane, if you may. And then I have received that in order to provide the most amount of value, we are also going to explore this topic through the lens of the feminine, the truth, and the masculine. So give me a yes if you're excited. I'm very excited. Yay. Yeah, I said beautiful questions, says Isa. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So first, the feminine. Okay, no, so first let's go into the quantum let's explore this topic from a quantum multidimensional level. You cannot notice anything outside of you that it is not within you. And so Sarah says it very well when she states, I have had this crap in the past. Like I have projected this type of crap in the past where like the same dynamic that is kind of like creating this holdback. And so from a quantum multidimensional level, yes, you're not going to have a fear of something and you're not going to project something into the world, or you're going to receive the information of a type of information from the external world, unless that energy is somehow within us. But this goes beyond our personality and our egos. This usually comes back down to, at some point, there was at some point of the multiple soul adventures and soul incarnations and travels of the soul that is now within this human body, we received this very strong imprint. And when we facilitate a quantum session, we see this with people. Like I've had this experience where in conversation, you are really able to, you can really bring a person into their subconscious and unconscious and realize when this originated. And the person can have a very vivid experience and even see when this originated. And so in my line of work, I will always recommend that when something feels like way too strong and it's just like creating too much of a loop where you see yourself going back to ground zero and unable to take action, that you do have a session with a gifted quantum healer. And so you can always, for example, come into the Facebook community and say, I'm dealing with this right now. Who here supports with this type of things? And you will find the right person for you. I can guarantee you that. Now, having said that, oftentimes we have way more awareness around these things, and that awareness is not fully stopping us. Like we are taking action. So in my line of work, and this is the frequency I embody, I will always support you and support us, embodying more of like amplifying the mission frequency. Because here's the thing. Say, for example, in a, okay, so I'm gonna do a drawer. Hey, Mike, so good to have you here. Okay, so say, for example, this is you. You need to eat more protein, by the way, you're a little bit skinny. And so right here in one incarnation, and here is what has been originated through so many different incarnations, let's say, something inside your oversoul. And so this is a fear. And this actually is an imprint from that one time when you got killed, you got murdered, like someone stick a knife in your back. Oh my God, Marga, you're so violent and so graphic. Yes, that happened. Like seriously, that, I mean, like, give me a yes if you know, if you recall memories of someone hang you and people betray you and you were the healer and you were healing everyone and you were helping the children and you were helping everyone. And then all of a sudden, the whole town turned against you and they said, yeah, she's a witch, burn her and don't look at us. I know, I can recall those memories. I've had sessions where I've seen those type of things and, and so like that's a thing, and you know it, right? Okay, so, so that created this imprint. And so within the oversoul, within your full oversoul frequency, so let's say you have a soul, your soul has a you, but also there are like multiple pieces of information that come from multiple incarnations that you've had. There is this imprint, and this is a legitimate fear. It is a fear of being, of people who envy you and of people wanting to plot against you and harm you, and they succeeded on that incarnation. That really happened. Okay, now that is not the only incarnation that you've had. And so two things to have into consideration. There are three things to have into consideration here. Number one, that is not the only incarnation that you've had. You've had multiple of other incarnations. You are right now existing as a beautiful Syrian priestess. You are existing right now playing with quantum galactic dolphins and see like cosmic whales traveling through time and space. You're being an ancient tree right now, beautiful fairy. You're being a planet. You are, there is so much vastness about who you truly are. So when you start remembering this, then you get curious, and this is the second thing. So the first one is to realize and have awareness around, wait a minute, there's more about me than just this one reality that created that imprint, right? And so you start tapping into the vastness of your soul. So the second thing is, then you start getting curious. Then you start getting curious and be like, okay, so wait a second. If my soul is so powerful and so amazing, and it's a multidimensional traveler that exists simultaneously in amazing places also, then I wonder why this happened. I wonder why was a thing and this happened, right? And so by just starting to gain some like, some things not adding up, you're already like opening space for the truth to come. And today we're also talking about the truth in many different contexts, different types of contexts. So the third thing is that here's the thing. So most likely the reason why this happened is because, one second. Yay, I love you. My love, Rubia, so good to have you here. Okay, just moving things around. So most likely the reason why this happened to you is because you're a mission soul. And when you're a mission soul, what happens is this, in the architecture of your soul blueprint, is like, let's say, like the plans, the contracts, the everything that is written, the book is in the trilogy of everything that is the book of all that is you. Your soul is very cheeky and she really is very curious. Your soul is no ordinary soul. Your soul is highly driven by compassion and a deep, deep, deep desire of wanting to plant light across the multiverse. So, do you know how it is usually when you experience a deep, deep, deep heartbreak that you finally unlock so much of what you're able to feel? You know how that's the thing? Whether because someone broke up with you, whether because you experienced something and it brought you to your knees, right? It's like we can only understand how much, like we can only like grasp how much can be felt and how humans feels in the oceans of emotion by experiencing ourselves. So let me close this thing here, because everyday noise in Latin America, guys, seriously. Someone is handling something. And so in order for your soul to be able to understand the depths of the ocean of emotions, your soul wanted to have multiple experiences, and experiences that if you were just to look through the lens of duality, some of them are good and some of them are bad. They felt really, really bad, really painful, you know, rape, murder, like all of these things, right? Your soul is eternal. Nothing can hurt your soul. But a soul embodied in a body and having a certain experience creates this type of things, right? And so that is why those things happen, because you are a mission soul, and in order for you to plant light, you need to have a very good understanding. Like you do it in different missions. You could have had, and like right now on planet Earth, that there could be people who are pure love, but they are Bill Gates, for example. And so there's so much hate, and it's like, man, everything around those people is so wrong. But you never know if that person could actually be a mission soul that said, in this lifetime, I'm going to sacrifice myself and go as the most hated person so that I create so many realities so that humans remember that they cannot be enslaved, so that more humans rise into sovereignty and freedom. Because we don't see what we don't see. And so the same with us, we've also been the perpetrator. And so, Huramayana Asa, Ushuna, Harana Isunonota, Iunumanalisa. Then there's this thing. And then this big bubble means is your soul mission. And so in my line of work, I'm also going to remind you, beautiful soul, you are God. And as God, you chose to have those experiences, which means that nothing happens outside of you, which means that no one has ever plotted against you. It was always your choice. God, you can be trusted. Your soul can be trusted. Humanity can be trusted. You can trust in yourself. And when you amplify more of that goodness, it's like, I'm fucking like I knew it. Oh my goodness. Like, it's like the Spider-Man meme. Like, it's me, you, who's Spider-Man? Like, we're all like pointing each other while all the time it was us. If this is landing for you, drop the word landed in the comments. So when you amplify so much, that knowing is like, oh my goodness, I'm free. I am free. I have never been hurt. I have never been perpetrated. I have always been sovereign and free. And I am a very, 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 very naughty creator or creatrix. So this is when you, yes, so true, says Isa. Yes, beautiful. So from a quantum multidimensional level, to hold an imprint of fear around being seen that originated in an ancient time, usually those ones happen on Earth more often than not, so in other incarnations. So all it means is that you, as part of the contract, also in your mission, you said, I am going to do great work for myself and for humanity. So what do I mean by that? Everything has a frequency signature about it. If I say the word St. Valentine's, something comes into mind and feel. If I say cancer, something comes into mind and feel. It's a frequency signature. So visibility, being seen, money, money and purpose, mission and money, those are big grids that are coded with so many thoughts from people, ideas, projections. So you experience something outside of you that is within you, because at some point you said, I want to carry this thing for when I free myself from what this creates, right? So this thing is like, it links you to a grid, right? And so let's say, my goodness, my draws are so on point. Okay, so this thing, it links you to a grid. And so this could be the grid of mission. This could be the grid of visibility, and visibility for mission souls. So when you free yourself from whatever shit that's lingering there and you rewrite it into a way that serves you, you did the work for yourself and you did the work for the collective. So nothing's ever a coincidence. And so I really commend you, beautiful soul, who put this out there into the bonfire, and any of you going through whatever it is that you're going through in this moment of your life, because what you're doing is rewriting what's available for a collective, a mission collective of souls. So that is no small thing. And if people were to pay you for that, like seriously, we'll be 1% rich bitches here in the world right now, but eventually they will. Eventually people pay us for all of this, because it is our embodiment, what we actually end up monetizing, quote unquote. I mean, what allows us to access to money resources, right? All right. So then we're going to go into at a physical level. Let's talk about, yeah, he's laughing. At a physical level, this thing around divine visibility and fear being seen, and, you know, like, oh my God, Marga is making $100,000 now. And it's like, you know, Sarah is making this amount of money. She's thriving so much. Let's actually talk about what it truly does in the world. I've been around the block for a while, and I've seen a few things. One of the things that is very evident is that when you have financial success, people pay more attention to you. And that is not a bad thing. However, when people who are not fully embodied into their body of work, when people who are pirates and they just care about being mercenaries and going after your money and delivering a shitty client experience, and they don't even know your name, even though you sign up for the $30,000 mastermind to be in their energy and blah, 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 that's when it hurts. Because, you know, this is not about, oh my God, you're so talented, you're bound to be rich. It is not. How many talented people do you know that are broken? How many talented healers, the struggling artist, the struggling healer, right? And it's across the board. There are amazing marketers who are broke right now, amazing coaches, mentors, salespeople, engineers, because talent is not enough to monetize and to create financial, you know, bring a lot of financial resources, right? And so a lot of people crack the code and they become multimillionaires. They have a lot of eyes on them, and it's like, man, seriously, like, you know, I see it all the time in all the fields. So realistically speaking, we actually do want to be successful in all measures, you're healers, you're priestesses, you are amazing gifted humans that work in the spirit realms. For you, it's not necessary to say, oh my God, I make this amount of money, I make that amount of money, but there are other ways in which people are going to be able to know that you're being successful in your mission. Like, oh my God, look at how many herbs and supplements she was able to get. Oh my God, she's traveling business class. She's, her house looks so beautiful, like this, that, the other thing. So it does help. It does help actually a lot to be successful from those parameters. And the reason why it helps is because, well, on one side, people are going to pay more attention. It's just like, I cannot change that thing. It's just how it works. It's not a requirement, though. It's not that you need to be successful and make financial, a lot of money for people to hear you. That's 100% not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that is one of the dynamics present, that, when you're succeeding, you're allowing others, this is where it bridges into this, you're allowing others to really get what's available. So I cannot tell you how many times I've been triggered by someone because they are more successful than me, or they are making more money than me, and then I go and hire them. It is a human thing. And give me a yes if this has happened to you also, where you were triggered by someone and then you went and hired them because they must be doing something that you actually want to learn about. And so to actually be successful in your sales and all of this is great, because I mean, if we normalize healers with millionaire healers, if we normalize healers creating schools and academies and free immersions and free things where people come and they forget, they release who they are not so they can remember who they are. My goodness, this world would be so different, right? So at a physical level, at a very third dimensional level, these are the dynamics that are present. And it's important that having this type of success in sales and all of this is far from creating envy. They open a window into what's possible. And so I really, want to also put that there. So to start wrapping this up, we're going to go into the practicals of this conversation. And so, as I said at the beginning, we're going to share from the feminine standpoint, how do we step into divine visibility? Now that you get it at so many different levels, and from a custodianship level, and or the truth level, and then at a masculine level, because that's how I received that this would make the most sense. Millionaire healers healing the world. Yes, that's a mission I can get behind. I love it. Yes. Because money, ultimately, it is a goddess, no different than I'm a goddess, Rubia is a goddess. If you're a man watching this, as you should be a man watching this, you're a god. And so it's like money is just like one of us, just different, And he or she wants to play with us. So when it comes to the feminine, the action the action you take to keep amplifying your visibility, say, for example, going live on your different platforms, creating a weekly show, sending, requesting to be on podcasts, creating your own podcasts, those actions, funny enough, they come from the feminine surrender into devotion. I took a note. This action comes from the feminine surrender into devotion. It comes also from the feminine surrender into the arms of the Divine Mother, who is there to remind you who you are, divine child. So that safety to be seen more can be met in the arms of the mother and can be met through devotion. What is one way in which you can, how does this surrender that I'm talking about look like? So from the feminine standpoint, you want to ask yourself. So say, for example, we're going to grab this example of, and if I make a lot of sales, and people start noticing that, people are going to envy me and project their crap into me and throw all of this bad energy. Okay, so that's the statement. That's what you uncover that you know as a very conscious, aware being. So then from the feminine, the question to ask yourself is, and if this happens, and you're welcome to take note, because every time that you face a fear that you need to surrender into the arms of the mother or into the arms of God, Sophia, Mother, even Mother Nature can hold us with this. You want to ask, so it's the same process, okay? So the question is, and if this was to happen, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? So then you're going to start opening a crack and going into a very different process than the usual neural pathway way of fear triggers stalling, fear triggers freezing, fear triggers the usual defense mechanism or the usual thoughts and patterns. You crack that and you open a new way. And so I want you to go really deep on that. So if, for example, I can speak for myself. I have had moments where in asking myself, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? The answer I get usually is, I'm gonna get killed. And another one I've constantly gotten, another answer is, no, yeah, it's usually I'm gonna get killed. It's so funny. It's not funny, but it's so interesting that usually it means that, like it comes to a primal thing, like living or dying. And so once you get to the root of that by asking yourself this question, what's the worst that could happen? Then people realize that you're a fraud. Oh, and then if people realize that I'm a fraud, what's the worst that can happen? People are going to see how disgusting and despicable you are. Okay, and so if people were to be so disgusted about me and seeing how despicable I am, what's the worst that could happen? You're going to be alone. You're going to have no one. People are going to turn their backs on you. Oh, and if people were to turn their backs on me, what's the worst that can happen? If that was to happen, you will starve. You will die. And so there are two avenues. Once you reach like the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, when you keep asking yourself, what's the worst that can happen? One avenue to have a breakthrough is to ask yourself, is to ask your soul or your higher self or both. So, is this the truth? You can even ask yourself, is that truth? And that will give you a breakthrough. And that breakthrough really helps. But the avenue that I'm proposing for you is like, once you reach the bottom of the bottom, you ask a different question. You ask yourself, and if that was to happen, what does that mean? So say, for example, if the worst that can happen is that you get killed, then you ask yourself, and if I was to get killed, what does that mean? That's the one. Because usually by asking that question, what you uncover are things like, what that means is that God cannot be trusted. What that means is that only I can have my own back if I don't have my own back, I'm going to be stabbed in the back. Like, these are really primordial, like primal things. So when you uncover whatever it is there underneath in that conscious process, bearing your soul naked, then you're going to get this answer, right? What does that mean? And then you ask the question, so is that true? Is this true? Is that accurate? Is this truth? Is it true that if I die, I cannot trust God? And then you discover something really different, coming back to our drawer from before. And you actually go back to the knowing that, oh, actually you were the orchestrator of this thing. And actually you're God. Actually you chose that for your soul, for this incarnation. And then you're free again. You're freaking free again. Give me a yes if this is landing. Give me a yes if this makes sense. And so then, like, you rewrite the truth. Then you are ready to really surrender into the arms of the Mother, into the arms of God, into your team, into life, into your own soul, into the old ocean. And you have done, by that moment, you did a lot of the freaking great work. When you find freedom, when you break free from that forever. And at that moment, you're ready to rewrite the story, because there's nothing, because you discover that the chain and the ball, the like the heavy ball, metal ball on the heavy chain, and the heavy shackles, it was a construct of your own creation. If you watch the first episode of the new podcast series with Kira, this is what she talks about, refers to as, that's the artificial matrix. That's like, it's like, that's not true. And you need to realize that that's not true, so that you can keep like doing this. Rising, rising, rising woman, rising, rising glorious men, rising. For I was born to be seen, for my light was given. And the light that people can perceive on me is nothing more than what is also inside of them. And that is why they can perceive it. And when they perceive my light, something becomes available for them. And it is this divine possibility that perhaps, just like she shines in her own unapologetic way, like it or not like it, for me, perhaps just like she does that, I can do the same thing. And I can be my own authentic expression, and I can shine into the world, and I can be all that I came here to be. This is why our light is so much powerful. And it's usually the one thing that, as Marianne Wilson says in her beautiful poem, people fear, the biggest fear. Oh. Yes, says Isa. I love it. I see 3 of you live. That is so awesome. So then let's go into the truth. That was the feminine. Let's go into the truth. The truth, man, like this is the truth. The truth is that you don't need to become better at sales to sell. The truth is that you don't need to become better at marketing to market. You don't need to become better at visibility to be seen. You don't need to do those things for that specific reason. The actual reason why you want to become better at sales, and you want to become better at marketing, and you want to become better at being seen, is because the most precious rainbow gem was given to you. Not one, For so many of us, more than one. And this rainbow gem, this rainbow diamond, is alive. It's powerful. It's here to shape reality, shape consciousness, awaken the masses. That gem, rainbow diamond gem, is the offering that you channeled. So whether that be that offering that is delivered as a 6-week program, as a mastermind, as a mystery school, as a product that you know you're offering, your quote unquote products. No, they are not products. They are babies from God consciousness and you and your soul, and a lot of intentions coming together, or people praying for someone exactly like you to deliver something like this. So at this moment you get it. There is a temple and you are the priestess of the temple. And there is a fire that cannot be put out inside of the temple. And that fire is being catered and guarded by Isis, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, a multiple of ascended masters, beings of the light. And within that temple, the way in which people can enter that temple is by giving a soul yes to themselves, by giving a soul yes to whatever you're putting out there as the offering. And so if you have something so precious in your hands and you are the channel, then the truth is that I don't want to become better at sales to sell. It goes beyond that. I want to be the best guardian I can be. I want to be the best keeper of this precious gem for humanity I can be. I want to be the best communicator, the best teacher, the best marketer, the best at visibility I can be. For I was given this beautiful mission that I said yes to, that is to be the custodian of the temple. And the only way people are going to say this to the, like, and if I don't, not only the temple is going to starve, the baby is going to starve and the baby can die. But also, I mean, it was birthed because it has a purpose. Do you freaking believe for a second that what you have to offer, like it's like just that it is not needed? Do you even believe for a second really at a soul level that, you know, there is not a bigger purpose? Just think about when you said yes to your soul and enter into that program that ended up transforming your life forever. That's what you hold. That's what you have. And you cannot, and unless you're selling, unless people are signing up for that thing, you are not fulfilling the mission, because it's a give and receive divine cycle. So you're facilitating all of this, but people also need to give. People need to put skin on the game. Otherwise, they are not going to do the work. This is why we use money. And this is why money equals transformation. You wouldn't be where you are if you were just like so many people are in the world. Talk, 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 not take action. You took action, you invested. Some of you are still paying for things that you bought. Congratulations. I am part of those for sure. And this is why I am where I am. I paid to meet more of me. What's the value? What's the price of that? So, priestess, priest, it is in service to the temple. That is the service to the temple. That is the service to the temple. So that was part 2. the truth or the custodianship. The best so that I honor that which I am a custodian of. Yes. I want to be the best so that I honor that which I am a custodian of. Yes. I love this, Isa. And so with respect to the masculine, this is such a juicy part. It is so I love this. Like this just like came through right before I started like going live. But I was just fascinated at this dynamic of, yeah, it is the feminine surrendering what brings you down to your knees to realize, wait a moment, what's going on? It's like you come up from the ayahuasca ceremony and then all of a sudden you're look around you and you're like, whoa, Isis, what are you doing here? Whoa, who are you? Oh my God, you're blue and you have a crown. And oh my God, like these rocks. And it's like you awaken to your temple and you realize what is it that you're truly doing. And then the masculine is there also for you. So stepping into divine visibility, now that we've gathered these two pieces with the masculine, through the masculine energy, through the masculine lens or dynamics. The masculine is here, the masculine energy is here to see you for who you are. You could be thinking that you cannot do this thing or that this thing is complicated and other people are making it and you're not making it. And the masculine is seeing the glory of all that you are. And it's not buying into any of that. And with a simple eye gaze, it reminds you, baby, what are you buying into? So that you go, wait a minute, you're not validating my own misery and stories. And on top of that, you're putting it on me and on what am I buying into? And then you rise as a goddess because that's who you are. It burns. There are fires that burn in the process of purifying, but they are not consuming fires to burn you to the ashes. So it's just like they grab a charcoal and they are like, ding, and you're like, ow. And they are like, what are you buying into? And you remember who you are. And you can see yourself for who you are. If there is something that you need, I'm here to provide it for, says the masculine. And so what is that, Marga? That can be a structure. That can be a structure. So you're going to create a setting on how, like any type of structure for you to become more visible. It can be you carve time in your calendar, so you stop buying into the idea that I don't have time because that is so convenient, because actually what you're buying into is, oh my God, if I do this is what's going to happen. And so it's like snap back into reality. This is the truth. Let's create a structure together so that you can unleash your feminine and you can unleash your magic. That's how we do it. You realize what is it that's not adding up and you fix it. That is the masculine. And finally, yeah, and so the masculine also is here to remind you. The masculine is here to see you for who you are. And the masculine is also here to remind you who you are. Just as a reflection of that, you remember to serve as a mirror for you to remember who you are, to say it more accurately. I read a quote this morning and it says, creativity is a combination of discipline and a childlike spirit. And it really ties up with what I was mentioning at the beginning of the life, where it's like being seen more and playing the game needs to feel like that. it can feel like that. It can feel like a childlike game, but the divine child is not going to come until the divine feminine and divine masculine come into union, and then they give birth to the divine child. No different than the feminine is here to surrender what's not truth, and remember it is always held by the mother and God, and the masculine is here to provide the structures and whatever it's needed so that the creativity, the child, the divine childlike spirit of creativity can fully flow and be unleashed into the world. That's all I have for you today. I still see 3 of you here live. That's so amazing. I love you so much. I'm gonna be uploading this into YouTube. Please share in the comments as you watch the replay, but also if you're live, what's the biggest takeaway from this? And divine, beautiful Sarah, deep appreciation from my heart to yours for coming into the community and just putting something into our digital quantum bonfire so that this magic can emerge. This is the power of being inside the Mission Brand Playground membership. Don't see it as, oh, I don't need this or that. It's a home base. It's a home base. And we are taking collective journeys together. And when I say it, I mean it. On the back end, I was the same. I was like, man, I cannot do this I'm launching this energy and now we're going to have this, now we're going to have this huge contract and this and that. So I cannot do content. And I'm like, what? No. Nice try, little voice. I came here to to step into my highest capacity, to really embody how capable I am. All I need to do is post at least 3 times a week. This last week I didn't post, and then I just saw myself having a little unplugging, and then I was like, boom, plugging myself back into my soul and my mission. And I was like, all you need, Marga, is to post 3 times, right? And then you will be having the successful 6-figure agency and the coaching mission. So what are you talking about, babe? You got this. I got this. You got this. Did you really, do you mean it? Are you saying that I really got this? You got this. Okay, I got this. Okay, I got this. Yes, I remember now. I got this. And then you're like, again, I went live this morning, so I already posted once. I'm here sharing with you. I'm never taking any excuse to be like, oh no, I cannot be there for my community. Bye. Chao con esas ideas. Adios. Hasta luego. I'm here, babe, because this is a movement and together we stand, right? We lock arms and then we are like, boom, motherfuckers. We're here to awaken the masses. We're here to bring the light. Boom, burn everything that it's not of the light. Burn it into the truth of who we are. And let's just stand into our divinity with Mother Earth, with the animals, with children, with mothers, with fathers. This is what we're doing here. So no time to waste into illusions. Tanisha, woo, so good to have you here. I received so much, Marga. Thank you. I absolutely love the trifecta perspective and the way you navigated such deep conversation with so much power, humor, and thank you. All those kisses received. I have 5% battery, so thank you so much, beautiful souls. If you're on YouTube, make sure you check the links and you can join us on Instagram and on the Facebook community as well. I love you so much. See you next Monday, 10 a.m. EST.